Hey everyone, before this video starts, just wanted to let you know that just finished recording this video and it's like 25 minutes long. So there's not a lot of visuals, so feel free to treat this more of like a shorter podcast. I did manage to answer all of your questions, I believe. So hope you guys enjoy and just turn this on if you're going out for a stroll on the bike or doing dishes, anything like that. Thank you guys for all the questions and hope you guys enjoy the episode. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Stoked On Spokes. I'm JRP, and in today's video we're just gonna answer some questions. I posted at the end of last week on the community tab and on the description of the latest video I posted. If you guys had any questions, just drop them in the comments, and some of you did, so thank you guys for submitting those, and let's get right to them. First question is by Valmil. This was on the video, asking me if I am a school teacher. They remember me mentioning that in one of my videos. Yes, I am a school teacher. Right now I teach 4th grade. Really liking that age group. I've taught 3rd before, I've taught 5th before, never taught 4th, but the age group and my sense of humor and how they comprehend sarcasm is just the perfect age. I taught 3rd grade last year, and their sarcasm isn't really there yet. Some students very sarcastic, not all of them. All right, community tab. Samuel Diaz? Yeah, Samuel Diaz or Samuel Diaz asks, any plans for merch? I remember you had mentioned stickers at some point. Yes, I do have plans for merch. Stickers are on their way. I know I had promised some stickers a long time ago, but I went through, I don't know, just a mental battle of is it the right thing to do? Is it wasteful? Things like that. Thinking for the environment. Ultimately, I just ordered them like 3 days ago, so they should be here soon. Excited to see how they turn out, and I will let you guys know when they're up and available to buy and support the channel. Nabuska asks, what are you reading right now? And reading, I am not, I do read a book before I go to bed, but I do most of my reading through Audible and just listen to audiobooks. The book I'm reading right now, as I lay down to go to bed most nights, is an Orvis Guide to Prospecting for Trout. So it's a fly fishing book, and written by Tom Rosenbauer. And yeah, it's pretty good. Has great tips in there if you like to fly fish or even just fish, on how to find trout. Before that, one of the books I read, which is a cycling book, and I definitely recommend it if you're into commuting or just cycling infrastructure in cities. And yeah, all of that is called Building the Cycling City. The Dutch Blueprint for Urban Vitality. Sorry, long title. I had to look at the screen. But really good book. Has a whole chapter, or almost a whole chapter, on cargo bikes, which was pretty cool to read, especially after having purchased a cargo bike. Really, really good book. If you're into cycling books, I would recommend that to read. As far as audiobooks go, and Michelle asked this kind of question as well, is what am I listening to these days? Podcast music, a lot of audiobooks, and I just finished Dave Grohl's Storyteller. Dave Grohl, lead singer of Foo Fighters, was drummer for Scream and Nirvana and Queens of the Stone Age. But really good book. At the end, dragged on a little bit, I think, but just my personal opinion, pretty good book. and also listening to The Jungle. I read The Jungle back in college, now listening to it, and yeah, that's about it. For music, Café Tacuba, Hippocampus, some new Underoath. Yeah, not a lot of music these days. Let me look at my Spotify. Let's see. Queens of the Stone Age, because of course after listening to Storyteller was like, yeah, I need to listen to more Queens again. Recently played Future Islands. Always loved riding a bike to Future Islands and foxing. Yeah, that's about it. Let's get back to the questions. Michelle, I'll answer your question next since I kind of answered part of it, which is what am I listening to? Any advice or recommendations for gravel bikes for someone on a limited budget? Well, there's tons of advice that I would give you, but to keep this video brief, I would say pick a bike that has the frame you want, not the build you want. If you're really looking to buy a gravel bike and you only have a limited budget, you can try to focus on all of the things like frame and group set, but you can also buy a bike that is not spec'd out, like top dollar spec'd out, but the frame you want, and then ride it with the group set it comes with. And, years down the line or a couple years down the line, you want to upgrade because the group set and the tech is always changing. But the frames and all like the meat of the bike isn't really changing all that much. So I would buy a bike with the frame you want and then upgrade the group set later on. It's kind of like buying a track bike. When I first got into cycling, you would buy a track bike. My first bike was maybe some of your guys' first bike, but the Mercier Kilo TT. And you'd buy it, upgrade everything around it, so solid frame, and then upgrade everything. And then once you got everything that you wanted upgraded on it, then you can switch frames, and that was like in the course of several years. So yeah, that's what I would do. On that note too, if you're looking for a good bike and that's a budget gravel bike, it's a Marin bike. I think it's the Redwood. No, it's not. That's Poseidon. Marin Nicasso. That's what it's called. The Marin Nicasso is great bike. The reason I know it, I convinced my dad to buy it because he was looking for a bike a year ago. One by setup, which I think you can't go wrong with, but usually one by setups are a little pricier. But yeah, the Marin Nicasio is it Nicasio or Nicasso? Who knows? I'm just remembering it. So pardon me if I'm wrong on the name. Chad asks, hello, fellow Colorado Springer. So lives in Colorado Springs. Hey, Chad. Doing any gravel events this year? Planning on doing the Mad Gravel in Elbert as well as the Foco Fundo in Fort Collins. Any advice to someone that wants to start a similar bike YouTube channel such as yours, but can't get it out of my own head to start one? Gravel events, I know for sure I'm going to go up to Sheridan, Wyoming to do the Dead Swede. Probably going to do the shorter race because you're going to make it kind of like a fishing, camping trip and don't want to spend the whole day on the bike. But yeah, Dead Swede. And might do Ride and Revel in Greeley because that's just my old hometown. So might do that one. But yeah, I have a love-hate with gravel events, because I do really enjoy seeing all those people and riding with them. Pardon me. But the cost is just, they're so expensive. I don't know why they're so expensive. Like, that's why I really loved the Bear in Wisconsin. It was a 100-mile ride, and it was put on by the local fire department in Leona, and it was a $20 ride. So you had all the great things about an event, but it was just $20 instead of, $115 or $100+ I feel like they're getting more expensive by the year too. So that's it for now. I'm also not much of a big planner as far as committing to a gravel event way out in the distance and then having to train. Kind of stresses me out, to be honest. So I'd much rather just do like a big ride, or plan on doing some sort of big ride, but not too far out, and just go out and do it. Yeah. But I'm not trying to, bash gravel events. I do really appreciate them, and like the camaraderie and just riding with a big bunch of people that like doing what you do. So yeah, that's that answer. As far as the second question goes, any advice for someone that wants to start a similar bike YouTube channel? Yeah, I think just really enjoy making videos. That's what got me started on this YouTube channel journey. Some of you might know this, some of you might not, but I actually started making YouTube videos on my own channel, which is Joshua Romero Perry. And yeah, I was just making like random vlogs and videos of my travels, things like that. That channel never really took off because it was just like random. It didn't have a niche, and then I realized after making the bikepacking Utah video on my own channel, I realized that I really do like covering something like a bicycle trip or a bicycle ride. And so I focused all my attention on just making videos about cycling. So, but yeah, just really enjoy making videos, because if you don't enjoy making videos and you're out there dragging a camera along, and then obviously editing them, things like that, and then posting maybe to get some expected result like followers or things like that, it's not going to be fun. So I know it's kind of a cliche, enjoy doing it, but that would be my advice. Yeah, and then if you do start, which you should if you do enjoy making videos, set yourself some goals that are goals that you achieve. Like, a lot of people set goals, maybe starting a YouTube channel and get X many views or X many subscribers by this and that. And I'm not talking about those goals. I think those goals are kind of out of your hands, so to speak. I mean, they are and they aren't. But just set goals for yourself as far as like what you want to do with the channel. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And one thing that I've been kind of bad at is, if you do make a channel, is don't make any promises, because that's, even just like with the stickers, that's one of the things that, you make a promise, then you have to deliver on that promise. And I know I've fallen short of a lot of these promises, whether it's like a YouTube video idea or like stickers. I mean, granted, we're going to do stickers now, but it's taken me forever. So when you do start building up an audience, the way you'll get more buy-in from them is to either fulfill your promises or don't make promises. And I've definitely not fulfilled some of the promises I've made in past videos, and yeah, it's not good, but don't make too many promises. Just have fun, enjoy making videos, and yeah, go for it. Don't overthink it. I mean, just hit publish and go on with your day. But great question. It's always hard to start, but just start, and it's just like a bike ride. Sometimes, or riding in the winter, right? Sometimes you want to just drive a car to work, or you don't want to get all your stuff ready, but as soon as you get out the door and start pedaling, everything is good. I've never regretted, riding to work 5 minutes into my commute, even if it's really, really cold. But starting is the hardest part. But yeah, thanks for the questions, Chad. And yeah, hope to see you around if you're in the Springs. Cameron Melendrez asked, any more specifics on winter/early spring riding kit? I'm in Idaho and in desperate need of putting in miles. Too cold to ride right now, so skiing it is. No, Cameron, I don't have any more specifics. I wish I did. I mean, I have all that Velocio kit that they sent me, but I'm going to be honest, it's just has not been that cold to use any of it. It's kind of comical because like they sent me thermal bibs and I've not had a day where I've had to put them on. I am going to try them out tomorrow, hopefully going on a morning ride. I think that's when it'll be cold enough, and instead of waiting, middle of the day to go ride, I'm just going to go out in the morning and try them. So maybe I'll have some feedback on those. Yeah, I will make a video on some of the Velocio pieces that I like and that I use every single day for my commute, like the gloves and the cap. But as far as like the whole kit, I don't have too much experience with it, so I don't just want to tell you one way or another. All right. Ride and Ramble is a series of questions, which I think are good questions, so I'm going to answer them all. First question is, which bike is next for you? I haven't been thinking of any new bikes lately, to be honest. Trying to be happy with the bikes I have. I know as cyclists, we tend to get caught up in what's next. And yeah, just trying to be happy with what I have. I have all of the bikes that basically can do all the rides that I want to do. So I could be nitpicky and say, I do wish I had a bike, like a hardtail that had 29-inch wheels instead of 27.5 plus, and, to roll faster, and a smaller suspension. So like more of like an XC mountain bike. And I do think of that sometimes, but I mean, the Karate Monkey can do a lot. If I'm being quite honest, the next bike would probably be something like that, like a mountain bike that's more of like an XC, and then switch the Karate Monkey back to kind of like a solid, rigid bike packing bike, just like the very first video on this channel, like that setup. But yeah, because then I could buy a mountain bike, but then also get another bike out of the deal, so to speak, by switching the Karate Monkey back up to what it was, even front rack or whatever. I've contemplated that, or something like the Crust Bombora, but without drop bars, not for like a gravel bike, but like as a slick commuter with 650Bs. I already have the other wheel set because I switch in between 700C and 650B, so I would set it up with the same gearing, SRAM, and be able to still switch the Kona Rove wheel set with the crust essentially. But I don't think about it too much. I'm really happy with the bikes I have now. Yeah. I haven't ridden the track bike in a long time though, too. So I don't know. That might have to go, or I might have to switch something up. Like get a frame that has wider clearances and makes it a little bit more fun. Ever since going, to a gravel bike, going back to a track bike with 25C tires isn't all that comfortable, especially aluminum frame. Which brings us to the next question. What's your preference of frame material? Preference of frame material would be steel, mostly because I haven't ridden anything like titanium or carbon. I've ridden carbon bikes, not mine, but I've never ridden titanium, so I can't say that would be my favorite over steel. I know it's a lot of people's favorite over steel. It's like a better option, but I couldn't say. Right now it's steel. That 853 that the Kona Rove has is pretty money, in my opinion, from what I've ridden. What's my favorite bike tool? Probably something like the disc rotor truer. Yeah. That, or like the torque wrench, because torque wrench has saved me so much money, just from not stripping like Thompson stems. So I like using all the tools, but the torque wrench is sort of satisfying as well when you get the click going. So probably the torque wrench. Who am I kidding? Which games are you currently playing? I'm always playing Call of Duty Cold War. I'm stuck on Cold War. Didn't go to the new one. All my buddies have Cold War, so whenever I play, I just play with them. If I am playing something by myself, it's like Crash Bandicoot, or recently on the PlayStation Store, there was, I think it still might be there was Uncharted 4, and I'd never played an Uncharted game, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. What made you choose the Bullet over other cargo bikes? The Bullet's just been a bike that I've wanted for almost 10 years, maybe more than 10 years. In 2011, when I started really cycling and commuting to work, I saw it as like this big power horse bike. And like I said in the unboxing video, or maybe I didn't say this, but Bullets aren't the cheapest bike ever. So I just had to like not get it. And I also thought, yeah, it was a cool looking bike, or it is a cool looking bike, but I mean, buying a bike just for the sake of getting groceries didn't really seem like justified, in my opinion. But now with a kid, I mean, that totally justified it for me. So being able to see Canyon, and riding with him eventually just by himself is going to be awesome. Being able to like point at things and have them, understand and hear you versus back, in a bike trailer, or even in a cargo bike with like the rear kid seats. But yeah, they also have, I know there's also like the Omnium is a really good option. The reason I went with the Bullet over the Omnium was the lower center of gravity when you put weight on it. And I think a bike that compares the most to the Bullet is like a Yuba Cycles front loading cargo bike. But I don't know. I've just always heard good things about the Bullet, so that's what it is. It's also a bike that, well, not just that bike, but I think any bike, if it looks good, you're going to want to ride it. I know that might sound weird, but if a bike looks good to me, that's going to make me want to ride it more. So something like the Ubicycles over the Bullet, I would go with the Bullet any day of the week. And it rides like a dream. I was a little concerned about the aluminum frame, but I can't even tell it's aluminum, to be honest. It's like the perfect amount of stiff. All right. I think that is it. I believe I got all the questions. Yeah, thank you guys for asking all the questions. And this was way longer than I thought it would take me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you as always for the support. I'll let you guys know when those stickers come in and probably make a short video or something like that about them, or just add it to the end of my videos. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening or watching, whatever you did. I hope you guys just listened, because there's nothing really to see. All right, y'all have a good day, and remember to stay stoked on spokes. Peace.